The night drum beats like a warming boom boom boom. Their sound rolled through the village of Aramoko, a village proud of its tradition, proud of its honor, proud of its chief. And in the compound of Chief Badmus, the most respected man in the land, there was once a light that made every parent in the village heavy. Ruth by name. She was beautiful, wrapped with innocency, wisdom bound with grace. The elders said that when she walked, even the breeze bent to greet her. The women whispered that she was the kind of doctor every mother prayed for at the shrine of the fertility goddess. The young men boasted in the Pawan joints that if Ruth merely looked at them, their hearts would dance like batter drum. Yes, Ruth was the pride of her parents. Her mother, Mrs. Badmus, carried her name like a crown. Her father, Chief Badmus, boasted to his kinsmen, "My daughter is a jewel, polished by the gods themselves. She is the lamp that will never go dim in my lineage." But the gods, they say, sometimes laugh at the boast of men. For just as the Iroko tree stands tallest, only to be struck by lightning, so too does pride attract the test of fate. One evening, she became weak and could barely eat. When her mother noticed her, she asked, "My daughter, I have been noticing you for a while now. What is wrong with you?" She responded, "It is just malaria, but I will be fine." Her mother kept on watching her, but on that fateful day, she was vomiting, and her mother had to take her to a physician. But lo and behold, the pride of Chief Badmus had put shame on his father's name. The physician explained to her mother that Ruth was 4 weeks pregnant. 4 weeks pregnant? How come? Who got you pregnant? But she could not say a word. Her mother said, "You know your father must not hear this. He will roast you alive." At first, it was just a rumor, floating like smoke from a dying fire. Women at the stream murmured, "Ruth is hiding something." Men at the village square choked. Chief Joel has been scratched, but soon the truth could not hidden. Her belly grew round like a calabash of new wine. When Chief Badmus heard it, she roared like a wounded lion. "Ruth, the pride of my house, the star of my name, you have brought shame upon me, shame upon my ancestors, shame upon the entire lineage." His voice carried through the compound, making even the goats scattered. His wife, Iya Badmus, fell on her knees, pleading, "My husband, remember she is still your daughter." But the chief was unmoved. His pride was a mountain too heavy to shift. "Out, out of my house. You no longer my daughter. You have broken the calabash of honor and spilled my dignity on the ground. Leave before sunset, or I will call the ancestors to bear witness that I have cut you off forever." The villagers gathered at the compound gate, their eyes wide with disbelief. How could Chief Badmus cast away the very daughter who had been his boast? But shame is a fire that consumes faster than truth. As he was about chasing her daughter away from the house, his friend, who just came back to the country, arrived the scene, and his friend talked to him not to chase his only daughter away from the house. But Chief did not listen, and so Ruth left. She carried only a small bundle of clothes, her head bent low, her tears falling like rain on the dusty path. Her mother wept silently, but dared not defeat her husband. The villagers whispered, some mocking, some pitying, but none could change the decree of the chief. And now, cast away by her father, she began to look for shelter in another village, heavy with sorrow, heavy with child. When a child is rejected by the heads, sometimes the heaven embrace her. On getting to a point, she was so tired and restless. and find a place to lay her head. Before she continued looking for a place to stay, as she lay under the shelter of palm tree, the goddess of the motherhood, Yemoja, appeared to her in a dream. "My daughter," said the goddess, her voice like the ripple of a river, "the world has cast you out, but your destiny is not broken. From your womb shall come a child, whose footsteps will shake the earth. Walk on, for though shame follow you now, glory awaits you at the end of the path." When Ruth woke up, her eyes had dried, replaced by a quiet strength. She began a journey of survival, walking in distant villages, singing to her unborn child, whispering proverb to the winds. The child that is thrown away by the mother goat will still find grass to eat. Meanwhile, back in Aramoko, Chief Badmus walked like a man hunted, though he carried himself with pride in the council of elders, though his voice still commanded respect at the village square. In the silence of night, his heart bleed. He missed his daughter's laughter, the way she used to greet him at the gate, the song she sang while grinding millets, but his pride chained him. Mrs. Badmus kept on singing sorrowful song because she missed her daughter so much, and she had not heard anything about her since her husband sent their daughter away. Weeks turned into months, while months turned into years, but all she had left was her memory. The villagers kept wondering how on earth would a man who claimed he loved her daughter so much could send his only child away from the house because she was pregnant, but no one dared to confront him because he carried so much respect in the village. Even his closest friend, Adedamola, a man who had just returned from the distant land across the sea, a month before his friend chased her daughter away from the house, talked to him, but he wouldn't listen. Years ago, he and Chief Badmus had been like twins of destiny, son brothers who hunted, fought, and laughed together. But Adedamola had traveled to foreign land to seek wealth, leaving Badmus to climb the throne of chieftaincy. When Adedamola returned, wealth and admired, Badmus welcomed him with feast, kola nut and palm wine. Season turned, the rain came and went, the harmattan dusted the land white, and Ruth gave birth to a son under the watch of Mama Ebere, who helped her when she was stranded on the road and took her in. The boy cry was strong, his fists tight like a warrior. She named him Olaoluwa, the wealth of God. For though men had cast her aside, she believed the child was a gift from the heaven. The boy grew like a young palm, full of energy, full of light. Villagers in the town where Ruth stayed whispered, "The boy is not ordinary. His eyes are like flames, his steps like drum." Ruth poured her love unto him, raising him with stories of their ancestors, teaching him proverbs at dawn and chants at dusk. Yet, destiny is a restless river. It always flows back to its source. One faithful festival season, when Olaoluwa was 7 years old, Ruth returned quietly to Aramoko to trade at the market. She kept her head low, hoping not to be seen, but faith does not hide forever. An old woman at the market square saw the boy. "This child, he has the nose of Chief Badmus, the very same eyes." Whispers spread like wildfire, but the time Ruth reached the edge of the market, a crowd had gathered, pointing, murmuring, comparing. Some said, "It is Badmus' grandson." Others said, "But whose seed planted him?" The rumor flew like arrow, striking every hair. When the word reached Chief Badmus, his heart thundered. He rushed to the market square, and there, like a ghost from his past, stood Ruth holding the hands of the boy. Their eyes met, father and daughter, pride and pain, shame and longing. For a moment, the world stood still. Badmus' lips trembled, his chest rose and fell like a tide. He wanted to run to her, to gather her in her arms, but his pride held him back. And then Adedamola arrived. His eyes fell on the boy and his body shook. Shock. The truth, buried for years. He could no longer hold it back. In the presence of the villagers, before his friend, Adedamola fell to his knee. Badmus, forgive me, this child is mine. I am the one who wronged your daughter. I am the one who brought shame upon your house. My lust blinded me. My silence condemned me. And now the truth stands before us all. Adedamola's eyes had fallen upon Ruth. He had no plan it, perhaps by temptation in a slay hunter. Her beauty, her innocency, her laughter, they paced through him like arrow. And one evening, when the moon hid its face behind cloud, he crossed a line and friendship. And Adedamola, his old friend, whispers with guilt. He saw the hollow look in Badmus' eyes, yet could not confess the truth. His wealth, his return, his honor, all would collapse if the secret spilled. So he stayed silent, bearing the truth like a yam under the head. Though he knew that one day yam must pout. The crowd gathered, whispering. The women covered their mouths. Men were so surprised. The chief staggered, his world collapsing. His old friend, his sworn brother, a very man he trusted. Badmus rolled, shocked the heaven. Adedamola, you snake in the grass. You drank my palm wine. You shared my kola nut, and yet you defied my own. May the ancestors judge you. He turned to Ruth, tears streaming down his face. Daughter, please forgive me. I cast you out, but when I should have sheltered you, I rejected you. When I should have fought for you, my pride blinded me, and I let shame speak louder than love. Can a father ever repay such a wound? Ruth, his eyes watered with tears. Father, the kola nut break, but it is still eating. A calabash crack, but water can still be held. What is broken between us can still be amended. The villagers nodded at her wisdom, lifted their voice in song. When truth walked into the market, lies scattered like chicken before the hawk. From that day, Chief Badmus welcomed Ruth back into his house, holding Olaoluwa as his grandson, his heir. He humbled himself before the council, confessing his pride, warning that no man should let honor drone compassion. As for Adedamola, he left the village in shame. His name forever cursed in Aramoko, and Olaoluwa grew to be a man of greatness, known across many lands as a leader wise beyond his years. He carried the scare of his mother's pain, the lesson of his grandfather's pride, and the blessing of the gods.